Okay, so we learned on Monday. What is happening? Stop. Okay. We learned on Monday. Where did we start? We did some of the book problems right on Monday, or did we do that in class?
On Monday.
Okay, basically from P5. So I think completing the square is fair game. I think quadratic formula is fair game. I didn't do any book problems. Finding the center and the radius, number 7 in P5, that's fair game. The beginning of P6, the operations is fair game. And everything behind that is just more examples. So I didn't do a book problem, but most everything else is fair game.
Like the eyes?
Yeah, eyes are fair game.
What are the eyes? The eyes.
P6. That's what we did at the beginning of class yesterday. It's complete the square. So I have essentially 2 complete the squares that I need to do in order to find the H and K. Question, Whitley? Oh, okay. Jack? You want me to do one like that? Okay. No, I'm not going to do the homework one. I'm going to do another one. Here, I'll write one right here. All right, Jack and Alexis asked me to do another one of these center problems, so I'm going to do one right here. Let's say that I'm going to do, I don't know, I'm going to use my stylus once today. Let's say x squared plus y squared minus 16x plus 2y plus 15 equals 0. This is number 7 and P5 after the book problems. So what you need to do is we have to complete the square to get the x's together, get the y's together, and be able to solve. So first thing I'm going to do is rearrange so the x's are together. X squared minus 16x with a blank plus y squared plus 2y with a blank. And I'm going to move the 15 over to the other side. Parentheses. Yeah, we'll throw some parentheses on there too. Negative what? Yes. All right, now to find what goes in the blank, you're just going to complete the square for the x and complete it for the y. So I'll do like negative 16 divided by 2 squared. That's negative 8 squared. It's going to be plus 64. And then I'm going to do the y's. And so to complete that square, b divided by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. Plus 1. When I simplify the left-hand side, you should have x plus or minus something squared plus y plus or minus something squared. It should look like the formula for a circle. In this case, it's going to be minus 8. Are we okay with the 8?
Yeah.
You keep the middle sign. And then it's going to be plus 1 over here. And then that's going to equal 50. I'm done doing math. Now from here, I need to identify my center is HK, and then this is R squared. So my center is going to be 8 negative 1, and then my radius is square root of 50. And I can actually simplify that to be 5 root 2, I think. Perfect. Okay. Any questions on that?
Do you know what a less complex one with a number in front of it?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Why?
Because it's not going to be on the quiz. And I'm not wasting my time. What else? Uh-huh. I just did one that's on the quiz. Yeah, I'll do a complete the square. I'm not going to be like, this is number 2 on the quiz, but I'll do if like You guys asked me about this one. I said, sure. Lex asked me about one with the coefficient. I said, no, because I'm not wasting my time. So that one's not. 2A, B, or C. Yeah. I'm not going to do a homework problem.
Well, just like something like that.
Is it like these right here? These complete the squares?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. We'll do like x squared plus 7x minus 1 equals 0. All right, move my 1 to the other side. Leave a blank. In order to find out what goes in the blank, I do b divided by 2 squared. 7 divided by 2. Oh, that's not a real number. That's okay. Square 7, square 2, 49 over 4. Add that to both sides. Seven divided by 2. You can make it a fraction. If you want to make it a decimal, that's totally fine. I just don't have my calculator close enough to me, so I'm just not doing it. Too lazy. Now I'm going to factor down. If there's a fraction here, you're going to have a fraction in the with the x. And I told you, hint, it's the same as that number. It's the same thing as b divided by 2. 7 over 2. And then 1 plus 49 over 4 should be 53 over 4. And then square root minus 7 over 2 on both sides. It's going to be just an ugly expression. X will equal negative 7 over 2. And then plus or minus root 53 over 4. So what I did, my big jump from here to here is I did the square root of both sides. Put a plus or minus, and then minus that over. So that's how I got to that.
If you have a fraction inside the root, you need to take the 4 out of the bottom.
You can if you want. I won't count this incorrect for right now.
Okay.
Most correct would be root 53 over 2, but I won't count off for that. Mm-hmm. But if 53 was like a perfect square, I would keep going. Like if it was like 100 over 4, I would do like square root of 100 is 10, square root of 4 is 2. Like I would keep going, but 53 is not, so I'm done. You don't, but if the top is a perfect square, it makes sense to keep going. Okay. We may not be on the same page. I'll just say that what you're saying is the most right. This I'm not going to give you, I'm not going to take points off there. Okay. All right. We good with quadratic formula?
Oh wait, now I know how to ask the question. Square root of the denominator.
It's not supposed to be. So I'd rather you not, but I'm again not going to penalize.
Okay.
So we'll get to a point where I'm going to be a lot more picky about it. If it was like 1 over root 4, yeah, we probably should do that. We should get rid of this. I just am saying it's not my focus right now.
But when we have to do the
Rationalizing it.
that,
Like if there's just a square root on the bottom.
so that,
Yeah.
I multiply everything by minus 10.
By root 4. What Riley, I think you're also getting to is what we did with the i's with the dividing when we multiply by the conjugate. Is that kind of what you're thinking about? So when we have i's on the bottom, you can't have any i's in the denominator, so you need to multiply by the conjugate, which means that it's the flip sign. If this is minus, then this becomes a positive. Multiply that on top and bottom. Were we okay with adding and subtracting imaginary numbers and multiplying them and dividing them? Uh-huh. Let's see. I'm going to do one over here. Let's say I've got 2i plus 5 over 1 minus. Why did I do it that way? Let's do 2 plus 5i. I like the i's back here. 1 minus 3i. I's on the bottom. We can't have that. What's the conjugate of the denominator? 1 plus 3i. Good job. Multiply that on bottom and on top. Distribute, 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 distribute. Same thing on the bottom. Distribute, 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 distribute. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3i is 6i. 5i times 1 is 5i. And then 5i times 3i is 15i squared. Now for the bottom, 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 3i is 3i. Negative 3i times 1 is minus 3i. Negative 3i times 3i is negative 9i squared. I am super careful with all these steps just because I know I mess up. You can maybe do this quicker. I'm just not going to mess up because I don't feel like it today. I've got my i's I can combine on top. So I've got 2 plus 11i. And then 15i squared becomes negative 15. I squared is negative 1. Positive 15 times negative 1 is negative 15. On the bottom, the 3 i's cancel out, and I've got 1 plus 9. Now I'm just going to combine my coefficients, my constants. I've got 10 on the bottom, and I've got negative 13 plus 11i on top. Since all 3 of these don't have a common factor, this is as simple as it gets. All right, good question, Ryan. Anything else? Yep. I'd love to. Which one? Which one? Just any one of these? Or just anything? Okay. I'm going to get my calculator out. I need to stop sharing that screen. No, that's not what I want. This. I'm going to share my screen with the calculator, if it lets me. There it is. All right. Let's say I have, I'm just going to make one up. We'll do 5x squared minus 8x plus 1. If I say solve graphically, I hope this gives me some zeros. Yes, okay, perfect. If I say solve that graphically, we plug it in, we find some zeros. So this is like the ones like B and D where it was just like one side of the equation and then it's equal to 0. Do second trace 0. And then I have to be left bound. I have to be right bound. I have to be right in the middle. So where I'm on the x-axis is about 0.036675. So I'd write 0.14 is 1x. And that would literally be it. I really have no work to show here. And then I would do second trace again, and I go down to 0 and find the other 0, over. I'm left bound now. I am right bound now. And now I am on. So 1.46. So I would write 0.14 and 1.46. Literally just those two numbers. Second? If I give you like something on one side of the equation and something on the other side. But if I say just equals 0, you plug it in just like we did. John? I will see if I can find one for you, but yeah, there's a reason I went over that one. I'll see what I can find for you, John. Eliana? What's number 3 on the homework like? Oh, that's just where we put them on either sides of the x1. So like you would put like one side of the equation over here and then one side on x2, and then you graph and intersect. Yep. So if you have 2 equations, you graph where they intersect. If you have 1 equation, you graph at the 0. So you would do math and then over, and it's the ABS. So you go to your math menu and just jump 1 over. There might be a shortcut. This is the only way I know how to do it though. So it's the math button, and then scroll over 1, And then the first one is ABS. Mhm. Yeah, I don't know of another shortcut, so that's the only way I do it.
I told you, you got, I'll just have it.
Okay, you got it, Lex. All right, shall we go? All right, you can start putting your notes up. You can have a graphing calculator on your desk, and you have a pencil on your desk. If you have homework, have it on your desk. I'll pick it up as I walk by. Jeff. I have no idea if I have enough graphing calculators, so I will look.
How do you graph? How do you read?
I don't know if I can answer that question. Most of it's completion. Yes, I have them all, but they're back to you guys after this.